Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Put a harness. Gear consisting of ropes etc. supporting a ship's masts and sails. Gear used in fishing. Accept as a challenge. I'll tackle this difficult task. American football. A position on the line of scrimmage. It takes a big man to play tackle. American football. Grasping an opposing player with the intention of stopping by throwing to the ground. Seize and throw down an opponent player, who usually carries the ball. The person who plays that position on a football team. The right tackle is a straight A student. Put a harness. Harness the horse. Control and direct with or as if by reins. Keep in check. A support consisting of an arrangement of straps for holding something to the body, especially one supporting a person suspended from a parachute. Exploit the power of. Harness natural forces and resources. Stable gear consisting of an arrangement of leather straps fitted to a draft animal so that it can be attached to and pull a cart. Gear consisting of ropes etc. supporting a ship's masts and sails. Formation of masts, spars, sails, etc., on a vessel. Gear used in fishing. Gear used in fishing. Gear used in fishing. Arrange the outcome of by means of deceit. Rig an election. A set of clothing, with accessories. Gear used in fishing. Equip with sails or masts. Rig a ship. A truck consisting of a tractor and trailer together. Formation of masts, spars, sails, etc., on a vessel. A vehicle with wheels drawn by one or more horses. The act of swindling by some fraudulent scheme. Manipulate in a fraudulent manner. Rig prices. Connect or secure to. They rigged the bomb to the ignition. Gear, including necessary machinery, for a particular enterprise. Contend against an opponent in a sport, game, or battle. Admit into a group or community. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take on titles, offices, duties, responsibilities. Accept as a challenge. Enter into a contractual arrangement. Promise to do or accomplish. Accept as a charge. Enter upon an activity or enterprise. Accept as a challenge. Take temporary possession of as a security, by legal authority. Create social or emotional ties. Be attached. Be in contact with. Become attached. The spider's thread attached to the window sill. Cause to be attached. A supplementary component that improves capability. Equipment consisting of miscellaneous articles needed for a particular operation or sport etc. Equipment consisting of miscellaneous articles needed for a particular operation or sport etc. Set the level or character of. A mechanism for transmitting motion for some specific purpose, as the steering gear of a vehicle. Wheelwork consisting of a connected set of rotating gears by which force is transmitted or motion or torque is changed. The fool got his tie caught in the gear train. A toothed wheel that engages another toothed mechanism in order to change the speed or direction of transmitted motion. Equipment consisting of miscellaneous articles needed for a particular operation or sport, etc. Deal with something unpleasant head-on. A contorted facial expression. A specific size and style of type within a type family. A pose, as in hostility or a competition. Jackson faced Smith in the boxing ring. The feelings expressed on a person's face. An angry face. A surface forming part of the outside of an object. Dew dripped from the face of the leaf. Be oriented in a certain direction, often with respect to another reference point, be opposite to. The building faces the park. The front of the human head from the forehead to the chin and ear to ear. He washed his face. Impudent aggressiveness. Deal with something unpleasant head-on. He faced the terrible consequences of his mistakes. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. He was faced with all the evidence and could no longer deny his actions. A part of a person that is used to refer to a person. He looked out at a room full of faces. A vertical surface of a building or cliff. Be opposite. The two sofas face each other. Cover the front or surface of. The building was faced with beautiful stones. Line the edge of a garment with a different material. Face the lapels of the jacket. Status in the eyes of others. He lost face. The general outward appearance of something. The face of the city is changing. The part of an animal corresponding to the human face. The side upon which the use of a thing depends, usually the most prominent surface of an object. He dealt the cards face down. The striking or working surface of an implement. Turn so as to expose the face. Face a playing card. Turn so as to face. Turn the face in a certain direction. Turn and face your partner now. A pose, as in hostility or a competition. You must confront your opponent. Deal with something unpleasant head-on. You must confront your problems. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. We confronted him with the evidence. Be face to face with. The child screamed when he confronted the man in the Halloween costume. A person who installs or repairs electrical or telephone lines. American football. The position of a player on a football team who is stationed on the line of scrimmage. One of the players on the line of scrimmage. The surveyor who marks positions with a range pole. American football. A play by the offensive team. Ideas or actions intended to deal with a problem or situation. An attack on inflation. Attack in speech or writing. The editors of the left-leaning paper attacked the new House Speaker. Military. An offensive against an enemy, using weapons. The attack began at dawn. Take the initiative and go on the offensive. The Serbs attacked the village at night. A decisive manner of beginning a musical tone or phrase. Intense adverse criticism. The government has come under attack. Launch an attack or assault on. Begin hostilities or start warfare with. Hitler attacked Poland on September 1, 1939 and started World War II. Attack someone physically or emotionally. The act of attacking. Attacks on women increased last year. An offensive move in a sport or game. They won the game with a 10-hit attack in the 9th inning. A sudden occurrence of an uncontrollable condition. An attack of diarrhea. Begin to injure. The cancer cells are attacking his liver. Set to work upon. Turn one's energies vigorously to a task. I attacked the problem as soon as I got out of bed. Strong criticism. He published an unexpected attack on my work. The onset of a corrosive or destructive process, as by a chemical agent. The film was sensitive to attack by acids. Take the initiative and go on the offensive. Attach a yoke or harness to. Inspan the draft animals. Get up and out of bed. An increase in cost. They asked for a 10% rise in rates. Return from the dead. Christ is risen. Theology, the origination of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost. A movement upward. They cheered the rise of the hot air balloon. Rise up. Increase in volume. Come up, of celestial bodies. The sun also rises. The amount of salary is increased. The act of changing location in an upward direction. Go up or advance. A wave that lifts the surface of the water or ground. Move to a better position in life or to a better job. Rise in rank or status. Come into existence. Take on form or shape. Increase in value or to a higher point. An upward slope or grade, as in a road. The car couldn't make it up the rise. Take part in a rebellion. Renounce a former allegiance. The property possessed by a slope or surface that rises. Increase in price or value. Become more extreme. Come to the surface. Move upward. Rise to one's feet. A growth in strength or number or importance. Exert oneself to meet a challenge. Rise to a challenge. An implement with a shaft and barbed point used for catching fish. A booking for musicians. They played a gig in New Jersey. A cluster of hooks, without barbs, that is drawn through a school of fish to hook their bodies. Used when fish are not biting. Long and light rowing boat, especially for racing. Small two-wheeled horse-drawn carriage, with 2 seats and no hood. Tender that is a light ship's boat, often for personal use of captain. A team that plays football. The cardinal number that is the sum of 10 and 1. Being one more than 10. A team that plays football. An American country dance which starts with the couples facing each other in 2 lines. Revolve quickly and repeatedly around one's own axis. A lively dance of Scottish Highlanders, marked by circular moves and gliding steps. Walk as if unable to control one's movements. A winder around which thread or tape or film or other flexible materials can be wound. A roll of photographic film holding a series of frames to be projected by a movie projector. Music composed for dancing a reel. Winder consisting of a revolving spool with a handle, attached to a fishing rod. Wind onto or off a reel. A short or shortened tail of certain animals. A small float usually made of cork, attached to a fishing line. A long racing sled, for 2 or more people, with a steering mechanism. A former monetary unit in Great Britain. Ride a bobsled. The boys bobbed down the hill screaming with pleasure. Make a curtsy, usually done only by girls and women, as a sign of respect. Remove or shorten the tail of an animal. A hairstyle for women and children, a short haircut all around. A hanging weight, especially a metal ball on a string. A short abrupt inclination, as of the head. He gave me a short bob of acknowledgement. Cut hair in the style of a bob. Bernice bobs her hair these days. Move up and down repeatedly. Her rucksack bobbed gently on her back. A small float usually made of cork, attached to a fishing line. A small float usually made of cork, attached to a fishing line. The plug in the mouth of a bottle, especially a wine bottle. Close a bottle with a cork. A small float usually made of cork, attached to a fishing line. Botany, outer tissue of bark, a protective layer of dead cells. A port city in southern Ireland. Outer bark of the cork oak, used for stoppers for bottles, etc. Stuff with cork. The baseball player stuffed his bat with cork to make it lighter. An implement with a shaft and barbed point used for catching fish.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.